Hey, what's up YouTube? It's time to paint again. And this time I got a special treat for us. We're going to be painting Lluis the OcGRE, who's the mascot for the Orange County Gaming Regional Expo. This was a Kickstarter run by my friend Adam Rosenblum to fund a local gaming convention here in Orange County. Now, unfortunately, it didn't fund. However, Lluis the OcGRE came out as a separate Kickstarter, and when Adam asked me to go ahead and paint the master, I jumped at the chance. So here we go with a little bit of zenithal highlighting. This is really just a black primer, and I'm coming back with an airbrush and just sort of highlighting it with white primer. That's going to give me some shadow and some area to work with here. Going to do airbrushing on most of the flesh layers, starting with the Vallejo Model Air Umber. And so you can see the umber going down as the undercoat. So I'm going to try to stick fairly close to the concept art here, although I want to give him a little bit more realistic look, a little bit of depth to that flesh there, because it's really the highlight of this model. So now I'm highlighting with, this is Mud Brown, again from Vallejo Model Air. So I'm just doing, again, another zenithal type highlight where I'm aiming for the top of the model. Coming in with some pale green now from Vallejo Model Air. You can see I'm moving from umber up to green and just adding more depth to this flesh. A little bit more warmth here with adding a little bit of Iraqi sand to my pale green. And that's going to give it more of a yellow tone. And I'm going to do this, I'm going to do a couple layers here, and actually, to be honest with you, it's going to look a little too stark for my liking, but that's okay. This is by design. I'm going to take it, actually that's random tan, sorry, random tan into pale green, and you can see it's coming in really bright, and so this highlight is starting to look very stark. On some models that's cool. Some people actually kind of like that on the OcGRE, but I'm going to tone it down with a mix of washes here. Flesh tone from Vallejo. Their wash is so flesh tone mixed with a bit of their sepia wash, and I'm gonna that's gonna bring back some of the red. But again, I kind of want to make the model a little bit richer and warmer than even this. You can see I blocked out. By the way, I blocked out some steel and some of the wood there using rust followed by wood from Model Air while this wash is drying. But that just seemed a little too red, not enough brown, so came back in with a little bit more of the, I believe this is the umber wash now, so I'm actually in the more of a dark brown, but I thinned this out quite a bit. Just trying to add a little bit of depth and shadow to the model. I'm going to let that dry. And while the wash is drying, I'm going to come in and do the eyes. This is a very simple technique here. Black on the whole eyelids, well, in the entire orbit basically, and then I'm going to come back in, paint my white in, and then finally just dot the eyes. So once the eyes are done, I'm going to come in with Vallejo Model Color Khaki Gray. So Khaki Gray is going to come in as the first highlight here. And you know, I don't want to ruin too much of the blending that I've already accomplished with the airbrush. So I should point out that these layers are very, very thin. I'm going to start to add some Iraqi sand to that mix. Just go a little higher and higher. So, like I said before, these highlights are coming in just on the edges there. You can see it going in over the eyelids, the tip of the nose, the ears, and I don't want to ruin too much of the layering and the blending I got through the airbrush. However, I do need to bring depth and warmth to the model, and that's why I'm doing more layering here. These layers again are so thin that once these dry, you really shouldn't see too much in terms of the hard contrast, and that's what I'm trying to avoid. Really want this flesh, even though this is a cartoony model, really want the flesh to look a little bit more realistic and a little bit more variegated, because it's the largest part of the model, and frankly this is the most fun to me, is to paint this kind of almost ruddy olive flesh tone here. Overall, very fun model to paint. Doesn't require a lot of skill. There's not There's not too many intricate parts to the model. It's really a lot of what I consider to be fun painting, which is just layering up the flesh and then painting in some fun details here. This is the final highlight going down. This is Vallejo Model Color Iraqi Sand. This is a typical color that I use quite a bit actually when I'm painting, and this is going to come in as a tip edge highlight. I'm also going to paint in the teeth and the skull belt with and also the nails with Iraqi sand. And you know, the model you can really, if you're in a hurry, the model can be done at any point that you want. I mean, from here it's basically done. I'm just painting in details. Here comes some off-white now. This is going to go down on the wraps on the wrist. And I'm going to use this off-white to highlight the teeth and the nails as well. So pretty standard painting techniques being used on this model. I didn't really go terribly fancy. I actually just went for something that I thought I would enjoy, and while trying to maintain the integrity of the original art, because again, this model means a lot to me. This is my friend, represents his efforts in the gaming world, and it was designed by another friend of mine, so this does mean quite a bit to me. Now, Lewis here has a pair of shorts, which is interesting. So I'm painting in the shorts Vallejo Model Color Black Gray. I'm going to use this black gray to come back in over the shoulder pads and the spikes. And the reason why I'm doing that is I went back and I looked at the concept art and realized that the shoulder pads don't appear to be entirely steel. So I'm going to do a little bit of a non-metallic on the shoulder pads and the collar there. And the little the knuckles there, just to keep a little bit of a cartoony look. And while the black gray is drying, I'm going to come in with some yellow ochre, paint in the jewelry, the earrings here. Yellow ochre is my go-to non-metallic for gold. I'm going to paint in a few other areas gold, like the the ring around the buckle there, and you can see the belt loops coming in as a gold. Overall, like I said, this is really just a leisure paint for me. Very fun. I'm not trying to win any contests with it, but I want it to look nice. I am proud of what this model represents, and excited to be a part of the early painting of it. So, final highlight coming in here. This is I believe I'm mixing in some light gray to that black gray to bring it up there. And now I'm painting in the browns. This is Vallejo Model Color Flat Earth. This is going to go on the glove there. You can see it going on the belts. And I'm going to give Lewis a brown chin, kind of a brown goatee and a brown mohawk. Even though the concept art is more of a black, I just think it's a little bit more fun to do that brown. For the most part, this model is going to be done once I do. I guess I did not show the wash step on the flat earth. I did use Army Painter strong tone, and then came back in and highlighted the hair very quickly. You can see the black lip going in. That's going to signify that I am basically done with this model. Very quick job, very nice, subtle effect on the flesh there. Really enjoyed painting it. Thank you, Adam, for allowing me this opportunity, and we will catch you on the next one.